Next up, we have a landlord calling on behalf of a tenant. They state that the power went out last night during a little bit of a storm we had, and the thermostat never regained power. So could be anything from bad batteries in the thermostat, if we get that lucky, to something going on with the overall power in the house, to possibly some kind of low voltage issue we'll get to crawl around and try to find. Those can be interesting from time to time, but we'll pull in here and see what's going on. I'm on your way.
Oh no, I just trying to get some more stuff out of your way.
Oh, you're fine. First thing I notice right away is I can hear the transformer buzzing, so we know it has power just from that. And if we look on the circuit board, there's usually, there's a little fuse right there. If it's a new enough unit, it'll have a fuse, and you can see him right there. And I don't know if we can make it out with the camera, but if we pull this guy and look at it here, you can actually see a burnt spot on the inside. So it is a bad fuse. Being that we did have a storm, I am more inclined to believe it may just be a nuisance trip because of that. But we'll put a new fuse in it and confirm operation. Just make sure we don't have some kind of short somewhere else. All right, we're back with the fuse, but I do not see a safety disconnect, a line of sight disconnect down here anywhere. But if we remove this back door from the furnace, there's usually a safety interlock switch so that the furnace will not have power if this rear door is removed, because you do not want to mix the combustion gas or air, which is going in this side of the furnace through our burner compartment. Don't want to mix that with the internal structure air. So you'll usually always have these interlock switches that prevent operation if that back door is open. I know the power is off because I no longer hear the transformer, but we can also confirm, which is always a good plan. So we see the back of our switch back here, ground. We have nothing, so our power is indeed off. So we will go ahead and replace this fuse on the circuit board over here. Now we'll just check and see if there's actually a call for heating or cooling now that we've got power restored. We're just going between common and yellow. We've got nothing. Common and white. So we do have a call. Nope. No call for heat. No call for fan operation. So we will take our handy little jumper wires and go between R, or 24 volt hot, and green. So there's our blower operation again. It was in a pre-purge mode earlier. We'll go between red and white. Sure furnace operation. We have inducer. Operation. Alright, our igniter should start going momentarily. There's our igniter. If you can see it out of the camera, but the burners are going. We can hear the flue gas, so we are good there. And we'll let that shut down for a moment to test the other operation. Blower came on. We'll check outdoor unit to make sure nothing's tripping. Alright, I do feel the compressor operating, so everything's running, nothing tripped. I believe this particular case it was just a storm related nuisance trip on that little fuse, so we are all done. You will see that happen from time to time where the power goes out for one reason or another, voltage surge, voltage drag, due to a storm, due to a transformer exploding, who knows. But those little 3 to 5 amp fuses, it does not take much to blow them, and in that particular one we could hear the transformer running, so we knew it had power. Did not see the LED and just looked right beside where the LED was and saw our fuse had a nice little black spot in it where it had melted. So upon replacing that, LED returned, went into a pre-purge mode, we checked the heating, checked the cooling. Everything seemed happy. We couldn't repeat the problem, so we call that a nuisance trip, and that does happen from time to time. But we'll move along to the next one and see what we can get into.